If you're doing everything right, but still not pumping enough milk, trust me, you are not the problem. So many moms have come to us in the past with milk supply issues, and what we have found here at New Little Life is that most of these moms were actually able to produce enough milk for their babies when they got the right things in place. They just needed to make a few tweaks in their pumping routine. So today I'm going to share with you the 5 biggest mistakes we see moms making regarding their milk supply surrounding pumping and what you should do instead. If you don't know me yet, my name is Allison. I'm an IBCLC, a pumping expert, and the founder of New Little Life, which is a breastfeeding and pumping education platform. Our courses and curriculums have helped thousands of moms figure out what is actually impacting their milk supply and how to use a breast pump specifically for them. Like Sarah, who was ready to give up when her output dropped, but once we fixed just one mistake from this list, her daily total jumped up by 10 ounces a week. Gemma, who thought she had low milk supply when she started working with us at 6 weeks postpartum, learned that she simply wasn't getting all of the milk out when she pumped. Her low supply turned into a perfect supply within 2 weeks after learning to empty her breasts more efficiently. This is what I want for you too. We're going to jump into these mistakes here, but if you want more information on the courses and curriculum that we offer, there's a link down in the description for you. The first mistake I see moms make is to skip pumping sessions or space their sessions too far apart. Stretching sessions may feel convenient and might even be necessary sometimes, depending on your schedule, but it tells your body there's less demand. So you have to be careful. When sessions are skipped or delayed, your body starts to down-regulate milk supply. So to avoid this issue, try sticking to a baseline schedule. Sometimes I don't love to use the word schedule, kind of a flow or loose rhythm works a little bit better. If life gets busy and you can only pump for a few minutes, that's still better than nothing. Doesn't have to be perfect, just consistent enough to maintain demand and empty your breasts as often as possible. Tracking sessions can also be super helpful, especially if you are combining pumping with breastfeeding. Often we think we're doing a little bit more than we might actually be. I've seen that more than once. When you have data to look at that you've been tracking, it's also a lot easier to tell where the problems lie and where you can make some strategic improvements. The second big milk supply mistake is when you stick on a breast pump and hope for the best, when actually your pump is a robot. And I know I've said that on the channel before. There's even more videos talking about that concept as well. But your body knows that. Pumps can't do it all. We need to bring a little bit of that human touch to pumping sessions. And you really need to tell your pump what you want it to do. So warming up the breast, light massage, even enjoying a warm drink or snack can go a long way in helping you get more letdowns and more milk in a pumping session. Milk often gets left behind when you don't intentionally incite multiple letdowns. So that is a really key piece of pumping efficiently and maintaining your milk supply. Your hands can be a really great tool for this. So next time you're pumping, try adding 1 to 2 minutes of breast compression or gentle massage during or after or before your session, anytime. Notice how much milk can you still get out, especially if you're trying this after. Not only does that extra ounce or half an ounce that you can get out with your hand at the end add up, but it will also signal your body that it needs to produce at least that amount of milk next time, right? There are a lot of different pumping techniques. That's just one of my favorite ones. Third mistake I see a lot of moms make is to use their pump as a plug and play tool, meaning that they just put it on, push go, pump for 30 minutes, and then move along. Pumps are powerful machines, and many of them are highly customizable and intended to be adjusted for each user, which is great. You can adjust the suction for comfort and efficiency, as well as the cycle speed to initiate multiple letdowns and find the speed that works best for efficient and fast milk removal for you. Once you understand how your pump works, how to make the best use of it, and how you personally respond to it, fully emptying the breasts in a shorter amount of time becomes easier. If you're just staying on the same settings, if you're multitasking, if you're not being very present during your pumping sessions, it might be holding your milk supply back. Pumping is a really intentional process that requires good input from the user to get the best output. A breast pump is a machine. I've said that so many times, but people just still don't get it. You cannot just put it on and push go and expect that it's going to do the best that it can. Pumping is a lot more of an art than an exact science. So to avoid this issue, make sure you experiment with suction strength and cycle speed. Try switching it up mid-session to trigger more than one letdown. Try being a little bit more present in your pumping session and making sure that you are doing things intentionally and not just letting the pump happen to you. Tell me in the comments, do you know which settings on your pump work best for you? It goes beyond settings, but I think that's a really basic and good place to start. Fourth, and this is completely understandable, but a lot of moms neglect themselves. And you're probably tired of hearing that. You're like, oh, more self-care, blah, blah, blah. But the problem with that is that stress, poor sleep, dehydration, all of these things can reduce milk output, even with the perfect pump and the perfect pumping techniques. Okay, remember, you are more than a milk machine. As important as it is to meet your baby's feeding goals, remember, those goals won't likely get met if your mind and your body are not in the right place. Milk production and removal is largely hormonal, so you need to protect your hormones and your body and your mind so that it can function properly when you put a machine on like a breast pump to help extract milk. All right, my best advice to you is to build small rituals to decompress and support hormone flow. Hydrate, eat, rest when you can. Notice I didn't say a balanced diet, 100 ounces of water a day. Like, just eat, just drink, rest when you can, even if that doesn't mean sleeping. This looks different for all moms, right? But some enjoy going on a short walk. Others are content reading a book while they pump. Some moms enjoy eating really, well-balanced and healthy meals. Others are just focusing on getting enough calories. Find small habits that bring you health, joy, and peace, and try to stick to those little habits as much as possible. Your milk supply needs it. Mistake number 5 is thinking that your supply just is what it is. All right. Okay, this is a big one. And a lot of moms fall into the trap of thinking that their milk supply is set. Like, once it regulates, that's just what it's going to be. But that's not how your body works. Your supply changes, and that's normal. Hormone shifts, baby growth spurts, getting sick, stress, your period coming back, baby starting solids, once they start getting close to that year mark, it all affects things a little bit. The real mistake isn't that your milk supply changes, it's believing that there's nothing you can do about it. You're not stuck in reaction mode. You can absolutely move to a place where you're in control of your milk supply and your pump is working for you, not the other way around. And one of the best things about pumping is that you can actually see what's happening. Data is a gift, but it can also make you a little bit crazy if you start obsessing over every ounce. Try to zoom out. Look at the patterns over days, not individual sessions. You are not at the mercy of your breast pump or your supply. You're the one leading it. I have worked with so many moms who are exactly where you're at, just doing the absolute best they can to feed their babies. And the biggest piece of advice I always give to them is to remember that knowledge is power. Understanding how a breast pump works, how to best utilize your pump settings for your body, how to train your body to let down milk without a baby present. Learning all these skills will help you find confidence, peace, and calm in your pumping journey. This is how moms take control of their milk supply. This is how you walk away from this experience feeling empowered and proud of yourself instead of disappointed and like a failure. I'm so tired of moms walking away from their breastfeeding or pumping experience feeling like they didn't do enough, like it was stressful, like they hated it. I've even had moms tell me that this has held them back from having another baby because they do not want to do this again. That is not where we want to be. I want you to feel in control of your experience. I want you to feel in control of your milk supply and knowing that you have the tools and skills to move it up and down as you want. All right. And I say up and down on purpose because I know if you're here, you may be having milk supply struggles, low milk supply, but our clients end up having to manage oversupplies a lot too, because once you start pumping efficiently, you are getting more milk. It is not uncommon that after clients go through our curriculum that they end up with too much milk. All right. And I can't say that's true for everyone. It depends on how far along you are and what your beginning experience looks like. But it is absolutely possible that you are simply leaving milk behind, that we're not giving our bodies the right signals, that we're not using our breast pumps in the best way that works for us, right? There's no cookie cutter schedule or flange sizing formula or secret sauce that I'm just not telling you. You really got to figure out What is your milk supply and your body capable of, especially in this unique part of your life? If you've had another baby before, that was a different time of your life, right? You had different things going on. Your body was in a different place, different life stressors. So how do you figure out what you need right now, and then how to make your breast pump fit into that piece in the best way, the most efficient way possible? That's exactly what we teach in all of our curriculums. The best place to start is in our course, Pumping Efficiently. You really need to know what works best for you, which pieces of our proficient pumping pyramid, which is some of our unique framework that we use, are most important to you, which ones affect you the most, so that you can double down on those and ditch the rest. All right, we have moms pumping more milk in less time, and that's not just a nice catchphrase, that's actually happening. You can have it too. And then I highly recommend that you pair that with our Milk Supply Mastery course, which is designed specifically for milk supply surrounding pumping. Whether you're combining it with breastfeeding or exclusively pumping, having those two pieces together is really the key to putting you in the driver's seat so that you become your own pumping expert. I know we say that a lot, but I want you to understand your own body. That's all that matters, right? I want you to trust the process, trust your body, and trust science. And that's what we can help you learn. If you're ready to learn more about your unique milk supply, how you can pump efficiently, including lessons on self-flange sizing, calculating how many pumping sessions you need to be doing each day, figuring out your pump settings, inciting multiple letdowns, there's so much in there. What your milk supply is going to do over the year postpartum, month by month. Again, those courses are down below. I highly recommend that as a great place to start. If you've been on this YouTube channel for a while, just do it. Like, if you've been wandering around watching all of these videos, trying to piece it all together yourself, there's a step-by-step guide. It's so much easier, so much more in depth, and we can really give you the strategies and the guides on how to implement this for yourself. That's what I want for you. This was a fun video. I love talking about the things that we're doing so that we can learn and improve and do better. These resources are something I wish I had my first time around when I was pumping, when I went back to work. We also have courses specifically for working moms as well. There was not a lot of support, and I was all on my own. So I wanted to give you the things I wish I had someone to walk me through it step by step so I could feel in charge. Anyway, more information down in the description. If you have any questions, leave me a comment on this video. We read every one. So that is a great place to connect with us. All right, you've got this. You can do this. I know you can. Happy pumping.